Good morning, friends. How are you? You know, I have all my friends here. They were bothering me all morning. They said, please call the children, call the children. We haven't seen the children in so long. So they wanted me to read you stories, and they wanted to hear stories too. So it took me a minute to get Pooh and Piglet into my front pocket and my puppy up on my shoulder, and everybody promised they'd sit very still for stories. You guys okay up there? All right. How are you? I miss you. You know what, guys? This is going to be a lot of fun. This is going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have stories, and then I'm going to give your parents some ideas of fun things to do with you. What? Oh, Puppy thinks I should talk to the parents first. All right. Okay, I can do that. So, here's my idea. And guys, this is ideas for your parents. And when they can do it, they'll do it. But it's just, I'm sharing with them the fun stuff that you like to do when we were in class. Hi, parents. So, one of the things that some of the kids love to do is to make tents. Right? Right, guys? We would just take a sheet and put it over the table, and then they would go under there. But the thing is, the grown-ups get to say what goes under there and what doesn't. It can be your house, but a lot of times it would turn into a stockpile of things, and then we have to say no. So another thing that we would do is say whatever you put under the table, you need to put away when we're done. And the kids would agree to do that. What? I know. All right, Puppy needs to go potty. What are we going to do? Okay. You can hold it? All right, fine. So, you need to put everything away, guys, after you make your house and stuff. Another thing I was thinking was when it's really nice weather outside, you could get something like a really inexpensive tent. The children love anything that they can crawl into and be in. Little tiny inexpensive Walmart little tiny tents. So when you're outside, they can be outside. Maybe they could even take naps outside. What? Listen, Puppy. All right. Okay. All right. So sit very still. It's very hard for puppies to sit still. Sit still. Okay. All right, you're okay? You want to hear the story? Okay, fine. We better get to the story. So, guys, everybody's still, everybody's quiet. Pooh and Piglet, you're doing very well. So are you, Puppy. I know, it's hard for puppies to sit still. Okay, here we go, guys. Everybody sit down. Take a breath. Story time. Sorry, Piglet. So I have a special treat. This is called When We Were Very Young by A.A. Milne. Children, guess what? A.A. Milne is a really good friend of Christopher Robin's. Oh, I know, Piglet, I know. Piglet just said, he's my friend too. Yes, he is. I know, Pooh was saying he's my friend too. Yes, he is. So Christopher Robin is very good friends with A.A. Milne. And A.A. Milne wrote a lot of these. These are called poems. I don't know if you've ever read a poem before, but they're just really wonderful. Wonderful things to think about, and I just love these. These are my favorites. This is called Corner of the Street. Down by the corner of the street, where the three roads meet, and the feet of the people as they pass go tweet, tweet, tweet. Who comes tripping round the corner of the street? One pair of shoes, which are nurses, one pair of slippers which are Percy's. Tweet, tweet, tweet. Buckingham Palace. It's a huge castle in London, England. I know, right where Pooh and Piglet live. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. Alice is marrying one of the guard. A soldier's life is terribly hard, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. We saw a guard in a sentry box. One of the sergeants looks after their socks, says Alice. They're changing guard. Puppy. Hold on a second, guys. I'm sorry. Puppy. You all right? You could sit here if you want, if you're more comfortable. All right, we'll try a little bit longer. I'm sorry, guys. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. We looked for the king, but he never came. Well, God take care of him all the same, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. They've great big parties inside the grounds. I wouldn't be king for £100, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. A face looked out, but it wasn't the king's. He's much too busy assigning things, says Alice. They're changing guard at Buckingham Palace. Christopher Robin went down with Alice. Do you think the king knows all about me? Sure to, dear, but it's time for tea, says Alice. This is called happiness. John had great big waterproof boots on. John had a great big waterproof hat. John had a great big waterproof Macintosh. And that, said John, is that. The christening. What shall I call my dear little dormouse? His eyes are small, but his tail is enormous. I sometimes call him Terrible John, 'cause his tail goes on and on and on. And I sometimes call him Terrible Jack, 'cause his tail goes on to the end of his back. And I sometimes call him Terrible James, 'cause he says he likes me calling him names. But I think I shall call him Jim, because I am so fond of him. Puppy and I. Oh, I know. This is about one of your friends, probably. Bubba. I met a man as I went walking. We got talking, man and I. Where are you going to, man? I said to the man as he went by. Down to the village to get some bread. Will you come with me? No, not I. I met a horse as I went walking. We got talking, horse and I. Where are you going to, horse, today? I said to the horse as he went by. Down to the village to get some hay. Will you come with me? No, not I. I met a woman as I went walking. We got talking, woman and I. Where are you going to, woman, so early? I said to the woman as she went by. Down to the village to get some barley. Will you come with me? No, not I. I met some rabbits as I went walking. We got talking, rabbits and I. Where are you going to in your brown fur coats? I said to the rabbits as they went by. Down to the village to get some oats. Will you come with us? No, not I. I met a puppy. I know. I met a puppy as I went walking. We got talking, puppy and I. Where are you going this nice fine day? I said to the puppy as he went by. Up in the hills to roll and play. I'll come with you, puppy, said I. I know. I love you too. Twinkle Toes. When the sun shines through the leaves of the apple tree, when the sun makes shadows of the leaves of the apple tree, then I pass on the grass from one leaf to another, from one leaf to its brother. Tiptoe, tiptoe, here I go. 4 friends. Ernest was an elephant, a great big fellow. Leonard was a lion with a 6-foot tail. George was a goat, and his beard was yellow. And James was a very small snail. Leonard had a stall, and a great big strong one. Ernest had a manger, and its walls were thick. George found a pen, but I think it was the wrong one. And James sat down on a brick. Ernest started trumpeting and cracked his manger. Leonard started roaring and shivered his stall. James gave a huffle of a snail in danger, and nobody heard him at all. Ernest started trumpeting and raised such a rumpus. Leonard started roaring and trying to kick. James went on a journey with the goat's new compass, and he reached the end of his brick. Ernest was an elephant and very well-intentioned. Leonard was a lion with a brave new tail. George was a goat, as I think I've mentioned. And James was a snail. Oh, this is a favorite. Sorry, my nose started running. Tissue, please. All right, lines and squares. Now, we've done this. You guys have done this before. Whenever I walk in a London street, I'm ever so careful to watch my feet and to keep in the squares. And the masses of bears who wait at the corners are ready to eat the sillies who tread on the lines of the street go back to their rooms. And I say to them, bears, just look how I'm walking in all of the squares. And the little bears growl to each other. He's mine as soon as he's silly and steps on a line. And some of the bigger bears try to pretend that they came around the corner to look for a friend. And they try to pretend that nobody cares whether you walk on the lines or the squares. But only the sillies believe their talk. And it's ever so jolly to call out, bears, just watch me walking in all of the squares. This is called independence. I never did like, now take care, dear. I never did want, hold my hand. I never did think much of, not up there, dear. It's no good saying it. They don't understand. Nursery chairs. One of the chairs is South America. One of the chairs is a ship at sea. One is a cage with a great big lion, and one is a chair for me. The first chair. When I go up the Amazon and I stop at night to call my faithful band, and Indians in 2s and 3s come silently through the trees and wait for me to land. And if I do not want to play with any Indians today, I simply wave my hand and then they turn and go away. They always understand. The second chair. I'm a great big lion in a cage, and I often frighten Nanny with a roar. And then I hold her very tight, and I tell her not to be so frightened, and she doesn't be so frightened anymore. The third chair. When I am in my ship, I see the other ships go sailing by. A sailor leans and calls to me as his ship goes sailing by. Across the sea he leans to me. Above the winds I hear him cry, "Is this the way to round the world? He calls as he goes by, the fourth chair. Whenever I sit in a high chair for breakfast or dinner or tea, I try to pretend that it's my chair and that I am a baby of 3. Shall I go off to South America? Shall I put out in my ship to sea? Or get in my cage and be lions and tigers? Or shall I be me? Market Square. And this will be the last one for a minute because Puppy did say he had to go potty, so I'm going to take him out to potty. But this is our last one. Just for now. We'll have more later. Market Square. I had a penny, a bright new penny, and I took my penny to the market square. I wanted a rabbit, a little brown rabbit, and I looked for a rabbit most everywhere. For I went to the stall where they sold lavender. Only a penny for a bunch of lavender. Have you got a rabbit? 'Cause I don't want lavender. But they hadn't got a rabbit, not anywhere there. I had a penny and I had another penny. I took my pennies to the market square. I did want a rabbit, a little baby rabbit, and I looked for rabbits most everywhere. And I went to the stall where they sold fresh fish. Now then, 2pence for a fresh caught fish. Have you got a rabbit? 'Cause I don't like fish. But they hadn't got a rabbit, not anywhere. I found a 6pence, a little white 6pence. I took it in my hand to the market square. I was buying my rabbit. I do like rabbits. And I looked for my rabbit most everywhere. So I went to the stall where they sold fine saucepans. Walk up, 6pence for a saucepan. Could I have a rabbit? 'Cause we've got 2 saucepans. But they hadn't got a rabbit, not anywhere there. I had nothing. No, I hadn't got nothing. So I didn't go down to the market square, but I walked on the grass in the commons, the old gold commons, and I saw little rabbits most everywhere. So I'm sorry for the people who sell fine saucepans. I'm sorry for the people who sell fresh fish. I'm sorry for the people who sell sweet lavender, because they haven't got a rabbit, not anywhere there. Snip, snap, snout. This tale is told out. That was nice. I love these poems. Did you like hearing those? You heard about Christopher Robin, didn't you? And you heard about the puppy. Yes, you did. So all of these stories are written about a little boy, right, who lives in London. And that's where Wyeth goes all the time. So Wyeth's daddy and mommy are probably talking to him about London, about what a 6pence is. 6pence is money. We have pennies, dimes, nickels, dollars in our country, the United States, in North Carolina. But that's also the United States, which is the big one. Well, in London, England, they have a different name for money, and it means different things. So a 6pence is something, which I don't know what it is, but I can look it up. I'll learn what that is today. And a penny is a penny. We have pennies here. And the Commons, when he says he went to the Commons is a park with lots and lots of green grass. And that's where he found all the rabbits. He didn't have to buy a rabbit. And you know what, friends? Like when we go for walks in the woods, or if you go for walks with your parents, if you're very, very, very quiet, just like we did when we went for walks in the woods, if you're very quiet, Sometimes you can see a baby rabbit or a baby deer or a snake. Remember the one time we saw a snake in the woods? It was little. It was cute. I was a little scared, but because I got surprised. But we just left it alone and we went on our walk because the animals, their home is in the woods. So we were just walking through their home, which it was really nice of them to let us do that. So it's a beautiful day. I have to take Puppy out. You did really good. You did really good. I know you have to potty, and I'll take you right out. I love you guys. Have a wonderful day. Let's see if I can. There we go. I love you. Bye.